Hello guys, can you hear me? Today I wanted to spice things up a little bit. I got some overmotion scenes. I am rendering test images in V-Ray. I'm gonna put them here on the side in PureRef. And we will export this stuff to Unreal Engine 5. And we will have some fun with Lumen. So this should be fun. Before we start, let me check if everything is working. Oh my god, let me stop the render. V-Ray, stop. Okay. Lag. Drashti, Sony Dev, Jesse. Hello guys. Oh, Olu? Oh my god, your name is hard. Let's say Erenly. Hello guys, what's up? Royal Camel, Sadiq Sitki, Erenly. That's good. Rani. It's good to see you guys. Tony, what's up? Alright. Before we get started, I want to ask you to leave a like because this helps us reach more people, therefore support the stream. Someone a few days ago asked me how can you donate money? You can do that on Buy Me Coffee. So I have like buymecoffee.yahiya Jasem? No, Yahiya. Let's check. So that's an option if you want to support the streams. This is the fifth stream in October, and the challenge is to make 30 of these, all Unreal Engine. I'm gonna put links after the stream later. Yeah, so I think because I'm rendering and importing and Datasmith and all that good stuff. So guys, good to see all of you. Let's get into it. Here I have another scene on the laptop, so to save some time. So we can have two computers, but let me connect it to the network. So here it's next to me. We will start with the interior today. If we have some time, we will get into the scene. And let's go. Let's switch this back to Unnet, save everything, just in case. And now guys, we have two computers to open Unreal Engine projects and like overload them with projects. So if you remember my Lumen video few months ago when we first got Unreal Engine 5, there is this scene that is really nice, made by Overmotion. So this is Arch Interiors 40. This is the first scene. This is what it looks like. The reason I wanted to render, to compare them, like this is the render on my PC without doing anything, and this is like their render after post-process and whatnot, and the final render, you know. And this took like 8 minutes. And this scene is kind of interesting because I don't know how many millions of polygons we got, but it did not run on my computer here, on this PC, but thankfully I managed to import it here. So that's good. I'm kind of curious if we quickly add environment atmosphere real quick, what would happen. Oh my god. Yeah. Skylight. Okay. Something to know about any scene you export from 3ds Max that you have, like you render with V-Ray or Corona. Like what is happening behind the scenes in the export? Like now you notice we added lights and whatnot. Where are they? It's if you're using exposure control on your scene, for example, I think on that scene we have V-Ray exposure control, it would export as post-process volume. So let's see if there is one there. So here's Parsec again. That's interesting actually. Hello. Where are the lights? I had to install Unreal Engine all over again and delay the stream 1 hour. Morphe is real. Okay, we will take a look at this later. Let's check the chat before we continue. Say hello to everyone. It's good to see all of you guys. Rani, Tony, Sony, nice. Ernie, my man. I'm glad I got it right. Vista, hey Vista, what's up? I remember you from Discord. Did we say hello yet? Royale, you got it, homie. We will do today indoor. So without further ado, let's get started. This is our scene. It has like, let's say skybox, cylindrical, I'm not gonna. And this is the interior. I'm gonna switch to wireframe mode so we can see what's going on. I press here, switch to my camera. Yeah, we have a camera and everything, all is good. I think I already exported this, yes. And I think I already imported this. Where is it? Unreal Engine. So here we are, Unreal Engine 5. I made a new project. AEC template, so we have Datasmith already enabled and some other cool stuff. So let's enlarge this to match the screen size. Let's check. I usually use this marker here as a... Okay, good stuff. Let me put the chat on the side so I can keep an eye. If you have questions, put them between brackets. Hey, I have a question, so I can see it, and then type your question. It will make it easier for me. So to give you an idea about the specs of my computer, I'm using 1080 Ti GTX, pretty mid-range GPU. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM and Ryzen AMD 1800X. Okay, so nothing fancy. On my laptop here, it's much more fancier, but we're not gonna touch the laptop today, or at least for now, so we can discuss that later. So anyone with like mid-range to low-range PC can follow along, as long as you can run Unreal Engine. So that's for you, Pandya. Here I have my scene. I already imported the scene. The way I exported the scene in 3ds Max, I just hit export. I just exported the whole scene. I didn't separate anything. And in my import, usually my first step I like to do in Unreal is to figure out my lighting first. So when I import my Datasmith scene file and save it always in this folder. So let's click here. I only imported the camera and the geometry. I don't want the materials, the lights, or the animations yet. I don't want anything, just these two guys. So I can easily go click here on perspective and click on the placed camera. I would have the exact same camera as V-Ray, 3ds Max. So if we go here to Max and click on camera and then Shift F for safe view. This is the exact same camera, the exact same setup. All, we select the camera here. All these settings are translated with Datasmith to our camera here. The focal length, the aperture, and so on. Good stuff. Rhino, it's good to see you, buddy. Let's put some music maybe. Make this slightly more stream friendly. So now if we switch to, before we switch to let mode, because we're not gonna see anything. The first thing I do when I import my Datasmith scene actors is collapse my word outliner. So I press shift, click here, then I release, there is no shift anymore, I open it, it will collapse all actors here, everything for you. Right, so if you have so many actors and groups open, the easiest way is to press shift and collapse that scene actor, or the parent of everything below it. If you want to uncollapse, press shift, then click again and it will uncollapse everything. You can see here So let's make a new folder, call it meshes, capital M, 100 and Q. Move this here and lights or game. One thing I'd like to do is to locate the camera here. So this is the camera target and this is the camera actor. When in 3ds Max you have a physical camera like this, it also has a target, right? Select camera target, this guy. We cannot move it, I guess. I think it's locked in Max. So Datasmith will take this target and it will be an empty actor here with the location, rotation and whatnot that we can so we can control the camera if you like to do it this way, right? So this is one of the things I like about Datasmith. It does this for us. So I will right click and move these to my game folder. I don't want this within my Datasmith scene actor, so I can, like, you know, just have always see them here. I'm gonna make camera or cameras. And now if we switch to LED, completely dark, cookies, dark side, welcome. Let's make some lights. So let's go click window. Environment light mixer is the easiest way to create lights. Like, you can alternatively, you can go to create lights and visual effects and all this good stuff from here, or you can just, you know, boom, boom, boom. So to repeat, when we open the environment light mixer, we have the ability to create a skylight, a directional light. Here is called atmospheric light 0. We have the ability to create 2 directional lights from here. So usually we just create one. Then a sky atmosphere, this guy, and volumetric clouds if we want. For now, we don't want volumetric clouds. So I don't know, I think it's a bug or something, but just move the camera outside, then the directional light, hide it and unhide it so we can see the sky atmosphere. Since we imported our scene with no textures, I'm going to select the environment cylinder here thingy. Just hide it for now, I don't really care. Once we create our lights and skylight and whatnot, we need to select our skylight and enable real-time capture. Now, Lumen in your Unreal Engine 5 project is enabled by default, okay? So here we see some artifacts and stuff. I exported the model exactly as it is, right? So that's one clean export, and this is what we get. We're gonna fix all of these things now. One thing to keep, like, I forgot the exact technical reasons behind it, but when it comes to Lumen, your architectural structures or meshes, they should be detached. You should not have like shapes like this. So the ceiling should be separate, the floor should be separate, this column if possible, this wall. We should not have like convex and like strange shapes that are one big mesh chunk like this. It's not recommended. You would get artifacts. It is somewhere in Unreal Engine live streams on Lumen, like the first streams, if you want to go and find it. But what I mean with that, if we go to Max, and I'm gonna click P to switch to perspective mode. I will enable my layers for now. Press Shift F to enable this, or to toggle it. I'm gonna hide my environment, and for now I'm gonna hide my lights, and I'm gonna press Z to focus selected, F3 to select this building thingy, and I'm gonna click isolate. Let's enable the edge faces, and let's detach this into elements that would work as intended with Lumen. And something you may have also noticed, if we go inside the apartment, we can see through the ceiling. So here it seems there is flipped face, right? So we also need to fix this. Flip faces, no one likes them, right? Do you like flipped faces, guys? Who like flipped faces? Love from India. Amit, it's good to see you again, buddy. How are you? Hey, Melody. Hello. Can we use live link like Lumen and Archicad with Archicad and UE5? I'm not sure about Archicad. I think you can use live link with Twinmotion, with many tools, with Unreal. I'm not sure about SketchUp and Revit, but we do know that we are getting live link in few weeks, month, I don't know, but it is work in progress. We saw some videos and it's real. For 3ds Max at least. For Archicad, I don't know. Hey Sandro, good morning, man. Good to see you from Brazil. Alright, so Sandro is from Brazil. What about you guys? We know from India, Amit. Good stuff, guys. GTX 780 Ti, what do you think? I think it works. You won't be able to get the max frame numbers per second, but for learning purposes and getting familiar with Unreal Engine and getting started and even making stuff, this is very similar to my first GPU when I made my first project like 6 years ago. So I can't remember what exactly I had, but it works for learning purposes. Go for it, Sandro. I'm gonna open back Max. Put the chat here. I like to make a backup of my files just in case. So here I will just underscore modified. What is this? Let's call it Y. Yeah. I will switch to element mode. And all of this is one element, right? This is also no good. So let's switch to this mode. Also, let me change the background, it's so annoying. So yes. Wow. Also highlighted. Facets? No. I have some Max shortcuts that just don't want to work. That's okay. So you select the floor and deselect everything else. Why? Okay. Deselect everything else. Just make sure the floor is selected and I will detach it. Okay. Then it seems that this is separate element completely. So I'm gonna just select it as it is, also detach it. Isolate my selection so to be easier. Select all the walls. So it's kind of tricky. So let's select the ceiling instead. Is it something like this? So this ceiling we can do this. Deselected. And the same for this ceiling. And this is the flip face. We can see it within 3ds Max. So let's detach it first. Isolate. Here are our walls. So these shapes are also not allowed. So this wall can be separated into 4 pieces. Top view. So that would be the easiest way to select these faces and click detach, I guess. Yes, let's do that. Detach this, that, and we should be good. So Brazil, India, Switzerland, Johnny, good to see you again. Paris, is it Rhizome UV for unwrapping? I think to import FPX, OBJ files, or we could work with 3ds Max. You can work with 3ds Max as well, but if you want, you can use unwrapping in 3ds Max if you want to. Rhizome UV is a specialized tool in unwrapping. So it's like 10 times better than the built-in 3ds Max or Blender or any other. Yes, we have spoke about it. Soon we will have unwrapping for lightmaps and chill live streams. So this is coming, Parish. Let's go, boys, girls. I'm gonna detach everything now. This is the glass. I'm gonna keep it as it is. Should I? Let's keep it. I like to detach my meshes like this. So if there is like big distance, it's recommended to also detach this way. What else? So let's export. I'm gonna override my old export file. Click save, click yes. Okay, I wanted to do multiple exports, but that's completely fine. We can just replace the file. Oh, we need to save here. So I right click the file and click re-import. It should fix it, but it did not. At least for the ceiling. Did we flip the ceiling? No, we did not. I don't think we did. So let's select the ceiling. Flip. And let's export again. So I'm gonna override the file. And I'll go back to Max. Max. Unreal, sorry. Let's open the chat. Wait for Max to finish. Click re-import. As you can see, now we're getting places. So I'm gonna hide the glass for now. And you can see Lumen in action. The new real-time global illumination system and reflection system in Unreal Engine, new E5. That's amazing. So if we switch the lights, so cool, right? So usually, you know me, like if I am making the project, I would assign UVW map modifier on my surfaces, because if we need to assign a texture here, it would like, that's not good, right? So these are some of the things you may have noticed in the scene, unless you have like special type of texture that like, I'm sure not for this ceiling. I know we in 3ds Max and Cinema 4D and all these tools, we use like procedural textures or like dry planar mapping and whatnot. You can do the same here, but if I am changing the ceiling texture here, I'm gonna give it a UVW map modifier. For now though, let's add a post-process volume so we can have consistent exposure. From create, cinematics, visual effects, post-process volume. Press G. Let's type infinite. So it would show the setting here, infinite extent unbound. Enable this. And let's type exposure. Scroll down to min and max EV. Let's set them both to any number you like 1. And we can play with the exposure combination now. Let's keep it at 3. If you don't want to do this, if you don't want to add the post-process volume, you can always go to click on the view mode. Go to exposure, disable this, and like set the setting you want. But usually I like to create my post-process volume, because this can confuse people sometimes if you're giving your scene to someone, to a colleague, right? So the practice is the post-process volume. Did we enable on the camera real-time capture? Yes, we did. So I'm gonna disable this now and show you what would happen if I press Ctrl L to move the sun left and right, but this option is disabled. Let's increase the exposure compensation a little. Let's make it 4. There is no effect for the skylight. If we enable it, like I change this. Can barely see the change. Right? Ah, yeah. You can see here the effect of the skylight. It's still here. So if we enable it, it will change here based on how our directional light is affecting the scene. So we can tackle these problems now one by one. I think one of the things I would like to solve is the quality type thingy here. But before I go to the documentation and like try any console commands, because I will need your help later with that, I'm gonna detach the meshes the way it's recommended. So I'll go back to 3ds Max. These are the objects we already detached, right? Yes. So I will select all. Yeah, I'm gonna keep these selected and make a new layer and call it building. Hide it. So there is the floor. We can add it to that layer. So it's already activated. Building. I usually like to add a layer like this and hide it and look at the meshes I need to detach, and if any of them is good, I would like just add it so it would hide automatically. So we have a skirt board. I'm gonna detach it real quick as well. And what is this? Okay, that's interesting. How we should do it? Let's not overkill, like do overkill. Just detach 2 by 2. That's enough. I detach my meshes like this because it really gives me so much control over my project and the exports and the collisions, how I bake my lights, the size of the light map, all these things matter. So I relatively try to keep the size of the meshes the same on my project. It's really not like, to some extent it's important, but you don't have to do it like, you don't do it of overkill. Like, don't detach, make your project 2 million pieces. Okay. Average number. Like, this looks fine. Here, this is a group here, so we open it. This looks fine. Well, such meshes, like, if you want to optimize, there is so much can be done, right? However, when it comes to like this desktop here, it's 6 objects. right? So for now, I'm gonna be lazy and just attach it together. So I have a shortcut for that. And just make it one object, because the more objects you have, the more it's just more draw calls, and it will cost your GPU, you know, to render less frames. Because yeah, keep that in mind. The same for material IDs. So if you want to optimize this slightly even better, we can check how many material IDs. These are 5. If we could reduce these, like let's say what we have, plastic, we have the wallpaper, we have glass, maybe rubber. So 4, 5, you know what I mean? Like, don't have an object with like 200 or 20 material IDs, because as far as I know, every material ID also is one draw call. So basically, the optimization is not about how many. Of course, it is about how many millions of polygons you have, but it's not only about polygons. There is much more to that when it comes to optimization. And I keep bringing this in every stream, kind of. But one of the best YouTube channels you can, if you want to learn profiling and optimization and whatnot, Tech Art Aid. Really good tutorials, complete beginner profile, like even to up good level. I really hope he start posting again. Tech Art Aid. It's been a while. Good guy. Oh, there we go. 3 days ago. Nice. Nice. Look at that. He's back. The legend. So these videos I watched like 5 years ago. 4 years ago. 5. Whatever. Really good videos on GPU profiling and understanding performance and how you can optimize your projects. Or especially for virtual reality and whatnot, especially when you have very, very, very big projects as well. Because of this, I think I will leave this project for another time, because I would like to stream from the laptop directly, and I would like to not import all the trees, because holy wow. It's like I'm barely getting 5 frames per second here. So I think big scenes are for future, okay? Let's say small. So let's go back. I'm gonna close this so it won't tempt us. And let's go back to our project here. I will basically keep attaching meshes, and let's check the chat while we do that. What do you think, boys, girls? Any questions? Yo! Inquisitive. I'm getting better at pronouncing names. Adam, what's up? The glossiness, reflections. Hell yeah. These are things I'd like to tackle today and see what problems we'll encounter so we can be ready. So we can tackle. So you can help me. So, your current software pipeline is Archicad, Beam software, yes. I'm aware of it. Blender for photorealistic rendering. But still I want some more photorealism. Should I switch to UE5? By the way, I have low-end BC. UE5 or UE4, it does not matter. You need to learn the principles in for architectural visualization in both engines. Like there will be days where you get projects where you need to bake the light and do even more complicated things than attaching and detaching meshes, like learning how to optimize your meshes for light maps. And there will be days where you will have a scene like this for Lumen and just have fun with it, see what you can come up with. If you have low-end BC, try Unreal Engine 5, install it, and see what's the performance. If it's good, keep learning. But if you have the space, download Unreal Engine 4 too, and also be familiar with it. Both are the same engines, guys. They're just different UI, different features, and more exciting stuff. Cristobal, yo, good to see you again, man. Ghost, hello, man, welcome. Yeah, today I'm sorry, I was the late guy, so it's okay. I hope my answer helps you, man. Switch to Unreal Engine. This is the right time to learn Unreal Engine. Yo, Jesse, welcome. So, you should still detach for UE5 like UE4. Not to the same level, but yes. Like in UE4 we detach for light maps. For UE5 we detach for what we call... Let me see if I can remember the name. Where are they? I need to remember. They are named cards. So like, let's check. So Lumen, Unreal Engine. Let's check some details. Stay hydrated. Yeah, the surface cache. The surface cache would not work as intended if you have complex shapes. Like, do we have any screenshot? So there is a way to visualize surface cache, but I can't remember where. And let's see if we can find that image from the live stream. So if we go to Unreal Engine and we type Lumen stream to show you exactly what I'm talking about, you can watch that video as well. So it was this stream, and they showcased a very beautiful scene from UE for Arch, which is yeah, there we go. So let me stop the music.
Behind.
Can you guys hear them?
Scroll side to side. Behind things, especially foliage.
So we can find that part.
There's some flicker together.
Somewhere here.
Version for release.
So now he's showcasing the...
Okay, so remember something that we're still working on. And then if you go and look at the Lumen scene version.
How we have something called Lumen scene version. You can show it with somewhere with the console command. So let's see. I'm gonna add this to like quickie list Lumen scene so we can know what's going on. You can with this Lumen scene, like with this view, you can debug your lighting. Why? For example, maybe here there is something wrong, I don't know, but like it can really be helpful in debugging the lights and what's going wrong.
Oh, this is something I meant to talk about. Okay, so remember how I said that we never actually tested this level before release. So you see how these walls are black here? That's the surface cache is black.
Smart.
And that means that any light that bounces off this wall is going to only work with screen traces, and when it goes off screen, it's going to stop bouncing. Which is why, as you look around, the light in this hallway is not super stable. The reason for that is that content.
So I think when he said like screen space, what he mentioned here, let's see if we can reproduce this. I need to re-import the old scene. But sometimes when you're working and like looking around with your Lumen scene, and you can see at the edges like some weird artifacts. I think because of the surface cache, it's not built properly. This is why we detach the meshes this way. I think he's gonna mention it now.
Meshes need to have several interiors, and this level, this mesh does not.
So let me check if you can guys hear him. Can you hear him? Right? When he says, let's check actually, because this is very important what he's saying here. And if you want to come back to the video and listen to this part, so this is the video, guys. I'm gonna put it to you in the chat. Yo guys, Leo, Dennis, Lee. Dennis again. Welcome everyone. Good guys. We're learning Lumen today, debugging stuff and learning how to prepare our 3ds Max scenes for the best practices for Lumen basically. So just confirm with me if you can hear what the guy is saying in the stream.
The level is all in one piece, which is normal modeling pipeline for architectural visualization. But Lumen has this extra requirement that like in this wall piece needs to be one mesh, and then this wall piece needs to be a different mesh.
So basically an easy way for you to tell if you're seeing that as you move around watching it kind of creep in and crawl in and update over time. Flipping on that visualization will let you know if you've got something that might be malformed for where Lumen is today.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I go back to
So I think you heard the part here where he
Update over
said
time. Well, if you're seeing
needs to be a different mesh.
this part like should be its own separate mesh. This one it should be on its own separate mesh. You might ask, how can I know which one is separate mesh? What should I separate? What should I not? Honestly, the most honest answer to this is you discover this intuitively, or not intuitively. Like what? You discover it the more you do it. Like you would notice patterns and behaviors once you practice doing this. So what I recommend, maybe like when you detach a whole big mesh like this, a whole big room, and like there's still something wrong, at least now you know, hey, detaching surfaces is one of the solutions that I could try to debug the layering. Now the way we could use or showcase for next stream, maybe I'm gonna try and make a list of all the useful console commands and maybe show you how you can make what do we call it? An editor utility widget to so you won't need to write the console commands every single time, but that's something for next stream, okay? So before we continue, let's read the chat if there are any questions. It's good to see you, Dennis. Welcome. Jesse, Cristobal. So I hope I didn't miss anything. All is good. Cheers, Jesse. So again, for everyone, the video, like I would recommend watch all of it if you have time. It's very nice video. But that part, it's like here. Lumen content examples. It's very nice. And this part here is like 1 hour 37, 26 seconds. Yes, you gotta be a butcher. 100%. That's a very good مثال. I forgot how to speak. I like those words. I feel like one now. The topology butcher. Get out of here. I'm here to butcher all these polygons. With my shortcut, Shift D, detach this, detach that, and then F2 to rename everything. S for OCD, static mesh, underscore, and so on. You can be a butcher and like a merger. Since we're at it, when you select many objects or multiple objects and you go to group these actors or these objects and give it a name. This is very nice to keep your project organized when you import it to Unreal. Because yes, we have layers, but the layers won't appear as the structure here in the interior scene Datasmith scene actor. We would see things based on their naming, and we would see some actors that have static meshes inside them. And these actors are the groups in 3ds Max. So if you make a group called here, like let's rename this to bookcase something something, it would be here basically. So keep that in mind if you don't want thousands of static meshes. For example, you can select this office, all of it. So with all these things, and you can group this. So let's enable this layer here first when we group it. It doesn't really matter. And let's call it furniture 1. All right. And I'm gonna unhide everything for now. Only hide the environment backdrop and export everything, because we detached some meshes as well. So let's see if there's any difference can happen. Oh my god, my back hurts sometimes. Let's do this. Yeah, guys, this stuff is important. One of the things that are really annoying me that and I would like to learn how to solve is, I don't know if you can see it, but the shadows here are pixelized. So that's not good. That's okay. Let's re-import everything. You see the pixelization here? So let's start tackling this. I think so far so good, but these are annoying. And what can we do is hide the glass in the project so we can have more light. But I messed up. So I detached meshes without naming them. Therefore, this is very nice, guys. If I want now to select all glass meshes in this project, this is going to be a painful process. I need to select these one by one so I can hide them. What would I recommend? When possible, you don't have is to rename your meshes before you export. If you don't want to do it across the whole project, at least do it on stuff like glass, so it will be easier to select. So I'm gonna quickly do that. I don't want to manually select the glass every single time, right? Nice. I'm gonna click rename s glass underscore like this. Let's go back to Unreal and let's import. Nice. From the word outliner, I'm gonna select type glass and then select these guys. And for now, I'm just gonna delete them. Okay. This would make my life so much better. Let's find a nice spot and maybe switch to detailed lighting. So you can switch by, if you press Alt 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, from 1 to 0, you can switch between the most common used viewport modes in Unreal Engine. So there, these guys, and so on. So let's switch to detail lighting. So we won't see even the texture here. I don't like it. But by the way, the difference between lighting only and detail lighting, one of the differences, here we would see the effect of normal maps and like this kind of stuff. So it's like really detailed. So that's cool. It's, for me, kind of better than lighting only, but both are okay. I feel there is some lag. Is it me or there is some lag? Let's drink some water. Yes. I didn't see this question earlier, sorry. There is Telegram channel. It's not active yet. I didn't invite anyone yet. But there will be Telegram channel. For those who don't use Discord. For those who use Discord, link is below. So stay tuned. Maybe tomorrow I can announce on this. Brother. Yes, be very, very mindful of that back pain. Yeah, man. I like... Wow. It's 4 p.m. already. It's okay. You sit like this. Yeah, this is okay for now. Can you guys still see me? It's more comfortable for now, so I'm gonna sit like this. Excuse me. But good advice, Ines. Thank you. How can I send you my work in progress if any problems I have, how can I send you images, video for Ask You? You can do that on Discord. So nowadays, the best place to reach out to me to get feedback from me and the community is Discord, the channel Show Your Work. Alright? Hey Hassan, wa alaikum salam. Yeah, gym is crucial. I should go to one. So to show your work, to get feedback, to ask like anything, you can post your work here, and you can also tag me. Don't be shy. Sorry, not everyone, but you can tag me when you post something here so I can take a look at it. All of you guys, okay? Everyone listen to Dennis. He is right. Gym baby. Back pain is no game. Ooh. So, one final question I saw before we continue by Sean. Sean, right? Do you mess around with blueprints at all for Archviz? Yes, we have 3 tutorials. Like, the reason I wanted to answer this is because of this. For anyone who's using Blueprint for Archviz or have no idea what Blueprint is in Archviz, there are tutorial series we're making. There are 3 videos now, so this is level 1 for complete beginners. Part 2, part 3, if you want to learn how to interact with colors, change materials, change textures, trigger events, lighting, all that stuff. Part 4 should be coming in 10 days or something. So I hope this helps, Sean. All right, so let's go back to the documentation. Maybe we need to take a look at some of the console commands, but before we do that, let's go to the project settings and let's see what Lumen settings we have. So we have rendering here, reflections, Lumen, software, detailed tracing, global tracing. This is, you see the lighting here? The difference between detail and global. This is maybe not the best or scene to showcase it, but if you look maybe in this area, so we lose some of the reflections or GI or something based on the software ray tracing method. Because under the hood, Lumen is using ray tracing, but software ray tracing, it does not need RTX. That's important. It works with on all GPUs. That's the beauty of it. Nice. And here we have virtual shadow maps. These are also new. Before in Unreal Engine 4, we used to have shadow maps that used to look like that. Can you compare the difference? The shadow maps. Wow. And virtual shadow maps. Wow. It's day and night difference. We could get better results if we enabled hardware ray tracing, but I'm not gonna do that now. So, if you look at the technical guide or some of the technical details here, could steal some console commands. So somewhere this artifact should be mentioned. So in technical details, I guess. Shadows. The Lumen scene is here. So it's from show, visualize, Lumen scene. Okay, this is very nice. We can see that it looks so bad here. This is why we have like really bad things going on. And here is kind of okay. We switch Lumen. So the objective is to improve here the stuff. I need to disable that. I have a shortcut to visualize the mesh distance fields because I also use this a lot to debug my Lumen scenes, to know like what's going on, how the mesh distance fields are building. But you can also showcase it or show it from show, visualize, here, mesh distance fields. You have Lumen scene, Lumen GI, you have all these things, and mesh distance field is one of them. So what's about Lumen GI? That's nice. This is real-time GI, the path only. Nice. So let's go back here, disable it. Let's take the check. Why don't you use Blender software for modeling? I only started using Blender since 2.8 and I'm still new to it. On the other hand, I've been using 3ds Max for like at least like professionally since 2013. And before that, when I was 14 and 16 and 10 years old, I used to dabble with 3ds Max. So that's why I'm learning Blender. Sometime soon there will be Blender tutorials. That's like absolutely. And yeah, maybe that's the main reason. Been using Max for super long time. And I feel like a wizard in Max. So anyone knows any console commands when it comes to Lumen? Where is that? Regarding the shadows. There was something, I'm sure it was somewhere here. So this is for the card placements. Let's check this. What do we see here? So it's called card placement thingy. It's explained in depth in that live stream. This is a very interesting view as well. Honestly, I don't know what this does, so I will take a look at it later. This is what's annoying me. So, out of curiosity, I wonder. If you open that static mesh, like we remember from the mesh distance fields, could we define this even more? Where was the value for the mesh distance field? Completely forgot about the music. So I see here Sean, Timothy, Gooding, Thank you for the subscribe, guys. Really appreciate it. Usually I don't see the notifications, but now I did. Kind of forgot where I could find this option. Any one of these? No. Ha! Distance field resolution scale. I didn't see it, my bad. So, if we change this number, put it 0.5. And click apply. Do we see any visual difference in the lighting or between like these and the... Because the reason I did this, I want to see if if we will see any visual impact on the lighting, or should we restart, or should we do something, because this is something confused me when it changed the mesh distance field. I don't know what is exactly changing here. Like it seemed to like, okay, actually this seemed to be worse, no, than this or this. Or is it just me? It's just me, right? Space on the light angle, I guess. So instead of 0.5, if we make this like 3, click apply, we have a much more defined shape, right, of our mesh than these. I would still wonder... actually, okay. I'm just like random ideas. So what about this? The wall behind it. So this is the wall. So it's not about the mesh distance fields in this case. But this is here interesting. We could, in this case, define the lighting better, we can say. Like here we have like this type of floor. So if we select the floor, then press Ctrl B. This is how I learn, by the way, guys. Like I open the engine and open the default settings I have here, and I change stuff. Check the documentation a little bit. Trial and error for a few hours, and I would learn just by doing this. Discovery. So it changed the floor to 3 instead of 1. It's like more defined now, but obviously this is a bad example. Like this is way too extreme for mesh distance field. So out of curiosity, I'm just gonna take screenshot. And take another screenshot. I think they both are the exact same. Yes. So nothing there yet. Check on the chat. Any questions? Increase the value of the mesh of what? Chris. By the way, welcome Chris. Yo, Amal, welcome. Anti-aliasing is disabled. Where, Amal? In the post-process volume or somewhere? Cristobal, about the mannequin, do you know how to make his jump shorter? Honestly, I don't know, Cristobal. It should be a float value somewhere in the mannequin blueprint that you can adjust. Could be. Welcome, Amal, welcome. You are easily re-import objects, always care about it. Thanks to Datasmith. Datasmith, if you are working with Unreal Engine and architecture, Datasmith is your friend, is your best friend. So these are for reflections, the screen tracing. Okay, I don't think it's for us. I'm gonna reload the page, maybe there's some missing pictures. This always happens. So surface cache, no. R dot. Large words. I think they changed it. It's not here anymore. I'm looking for some console commands. I think I was supposed to be in the virtual shadow maps. My bad. Okay. Sorry guys. It's virtual shadow maps where we should be looking, not Lumen. Well, they work hand in hand. Let me disable the notifications here. So laptop, please shut up. So this is, for example, when you have a point light in Lumen, these are some of the features of virtual shadow maps. The radius is set to 0, like very small light source. You get harsh shadows, and when you increase the size of your point light, you would get softer shadows. So compare here and compare here now, if you can see. Another reason to love Lumen. And the problems I think we're suffering with, I'm not sure if there is some noise here, but using this console command regarding the ray count, like these things never change anything for me. So let's try again. So here, controlling Penumbra, shadow quality. Let's check the chat, anything? I'm guessing setting like anti-aliasing in virtual shadow maps. Let's check for that. Amal, could be. Yes. Yusuf, what's up? How are you, buddy? Yo, thank you so much, man. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Ah yeah, Rhino, thank you. You're a legend. So this is an answer for the mannequin jump. Thank you, Anas. Are these Minecraft songs? Yeah, I think stream beats good, so we don't get demonetized or something. Doing great, Danny. It's good to see you, man. Yeah, these were some of the commands I was looking for. So let's copy this. This is the virtual SMRT ray count something, which is, they are saying here, right? Directional. So if we just copy this. Yeah, the softness quality is set by the number of rays being used, and both local and directional lights uses even rays by default. Use the console variables this guy and this guy. So this is local, this is directional, they are not the same. To adjust the number of rays. Fewer rays show visible samples in the penumbra shadow, and having 0 rays disables SMRT. What does SMRT stands for? And reverts to a single sample hard shadows. So if we select copy C, Ctrl C this and set it to 0 first. Let's see how it goes, Danny. And welcome to the stream again, buddy. So I'm gonna press tilde and enter here 0. Do you see any noticeable difference? Where should we look? Let's also add a light source other than the sun. Maybe we can see some effects there. So that's 0 and this is 8. I failed to see any difference anywhere. One. Okay. It's because I honestly don't know what I'm doing exactly with this. Should do better research or ask someone who knows. Ah, I set this to 1 and now we can see the quality here. It went towards. So if we set this to 0, it's the same. Let's set this to 8 instead. Okay. So this is only for like the softness here. It has, I don't know why it's not affecting anything here. So I'm gonna set it on 0 again, like r.shadow virtual SMRT ray count directional. Set this to 0 and look here. Everything is completely sharp. It's basically exactly like here. Right? So could it be because of the size of the shadow or something? Like we can see effect here because it's a large object, but we cannot see anything here because it's a small object and we need to get closer? Oh, so now I'm going to set the same option from 0 to 8 and you can see the difference. Wow. I also think, let me see if we can do this. You can see also the same things here. So we got a comment anti-aliasing. Let's see if we can search for something in the virtual shadow maps. So virtual shadows. We can go to rendering and shadows, virtual. Maybe we could get better shadows if we enable hardware ray tracing. I think that's an option, ray trace shadows, but that's not an option for now. I wonder if this is a limitation or if there were ways to fix it without getting close to the camera. So like for some sort of LOD or something, because I know these are changings based on distance, right? So from far distance, we can see the pixelation, but if we get closer, they will get smoother. It's like they're getting subdivided. It's like level of detail or something. Change based on distance. So So we tried this right now. Yusuf, what's up? So what are you trying to achieve with virtual shadow maps? I have fixed a couple of issues inside my project. Wow, nice, Yusuf. If you have jaggy, yes, jaggy edges on sharp edges of shadows, you can increase their resolution by setting this r.shadow virtual resolution LOD bias. Ah, okay. To -1 or -2. This controls the directional light one. So let's try this. Thank you, Yusuf. So for the other lights, so this is for the directional light because it has directional. Okay, thanks for bringing my attention to this. Okay, good stuff, man. Yusuf, thank you. The difference between also here for the controlling the penumbra shadow quality, like this one we were using it now and changing between 0 and 1 and 2 and 8 and it's doing nothing. That's because we have only one light source in our project, which is the directional light, right? So as Yusuf said, if we have other light sources like point light, rectangular light, whatever, I believe, this option, you will start see this console command, you will start seeing effects for it. Now this console command is the exact same, but it has directional in it, so it's for directional light. And here are some console commands from your boy Yusuf. This is for the other lights, and this is for the directional light. So we want this. We need to set it to -1 or -2 or whatever number. Let's have fun with that. I'm excited. So -1 seemed to do nothing. -2. Ha! -2 does something, man. Good stuff. Nice! Yusuf. Shout out, Yusuf. Good stuff. My man. So if you set it to 0 then. Oh yeah, that's the console command. Guys, chat, shout out to Yusuf. Thank you, dude. This is the option I was looking for. So let's wrap this r.shadow.virtual.resolution LOD bias directional. If you are using a directional light, then 0 is this option, -1 is slightly higher, and -2 is even higher. So if you want to affect the other type of lights, you would remove directional, just like Yusuf mentioned here, right? So can we set it to -3? Will it be any difference from -2? Yes, but I think that's way too... Nice, Yusuf. This is good for cinematics, you know, like this kind of stuff. So yeah, frames are like kind of suffering 70 frames per second with the stream and all. But that's amazing. Look at this. I love this. When you solve problem, you get another. So I switched this back to -1. I think it's our main default value. Cool. So if you set it to -2, we don't have that thingy around. But we have much lower frames. Okay, now it's like kinda back. There we go. That's weird. You see it? I wonder where these are coming from. And we can make it even more if we go higher with the value. Think limitations. So -3. Yes, there we go. Any idea about this, guys? Anyone encountered this? My man. Have you tried the command with a negative value? Yes, I tried it with the negative value. I think positive value will make it low quality, right? Yes. So that's 2. That's so cool. So I wonder now if we go to show, visualize, And I completely forgot what I want. Let's ignore what I want because I forgot. It's not these. Lumen? No. So actually Lumen here, let's see. Okay, nice. So here, like, there is always something black. What if we bring a light? Ha, okay, it's just me. Nice. Hey, look at this chair. The reason we don't have the rest of the details is the mesh distance field. So visualize, let's turn this off. So here I'm viewing the mesh distance fields. There is absolutely nothing here. So to fix this, we can increase the resolution of that object. So distance field resolution scale. The higher the setting, the more resolution you're going to get. In theory. So now we set it to 2, we can barely see some stuff. What if we go crazy like 5? Ooh. Nice. But I wonder how this is going to affect everything. This is so much fun because I know I'm gonna take hundreds of screenshots. This is interesting. What happened to the object next to it? Was this way? No. So what about this? Took 2 screenshots, but they're the same. What I'm worried about now, or like what I want to know why this is happening, is the console command from earlier. So -2 minus these things, because now we don't have the yagi edges anymore. Like here it looks really, the shadows looks really good. And this is not always consistent. I wonder, is it the floor? So if we bring... Ceiling is the same. That's okay. Let's set it to -2 now. It's like kind of away. What I would like to do is to quickly re-import the scene with the textures so we can see better what's going on. Have some reflective surfaces, you know. That would be cool. So I'm gonna quickly select my meshes, select my Datasmith scene actor, press Ctrl-Shift-D and just delete everything. And then click Datasmith again. Save it. So this is the old Datasmith scene thingy. Should we save it above it? I'm wondering if we do this, okay, and click materials and textures. And then wait a little. Danny. Blake. Yeah, good stuff. Leon, good afternoon, buddy. Can you try the distance of the shadows from the ground playing with our shadow num bias? Normal bias, yes. We can try that. Let's first see how the project look with some textures. So like it looks so much better now, right? So just let's wait for compiling, for the shaders to compile a little bit. How are you doing, Leon? It's good to see you, buddy. What's up? So I'm gonna quickly make a copy of these good stuff. So this is for other lights. And this is the one we are going to try now for the distance. This is the one, right? Okay, it's saving assets. Let's give it a few seconds. How is the lag, guys? I'm getting so many warnings. Yo, Blake. Thank you. Nyman. Bisido. That's right. Hi, buddy. What's up? Welcome to the stream. We're saving some assets now. I'm looking here on the other scene if there's any lights. Nope. How are you doing, guys? Yo, Eugenio. Greetings from Argentina. Nice. Nice. Where is the rest from? Sorry about the noise from the chair, by the way. Nice, man. How is it going, buddy? My man. Greetings. So I hope it's not that bad. Okay, it's not that laggy. Nice, nice. Hey, Kiran, welcome back, buddy. All is good. We're having some with Unreal Engine 5 and Lumen today. I'm waiting for the assets to save. So here, I would appreciate it if you leave a like on the stream, guys, so we can reach more people. That good stuff. Yusuf from Morocco. Nice, man. I lived in Algeria for 5 years. Neighbors. Almost. Okay, everything is saved. Looking good. I hate the lens flare, so let's disable it. I'm gonna search for in my word outliner for my post-process volume. Select it and just search here in the details, lens flare. You'll find the intensity. Let's set it to 0. Alright. Kiran from Nepal, my man. From top of the world, Mount of Everest. Nice. Alright, I like this. I'm gonna add exponential height fog and set it on 0.02, like, because the default value is way too high, so let's lower it as much as possible. And yeah, that's enough. So here I don't see that problem anymore, but let's press Ctrl L. Oh yeah, look at that. Lumen, baby. So now let's retest these values. We said before, if we take R for the directional, r.shadow virtual resolution LOD bias directional, the default value, it was 0 or -1, right? So if we set this to 0 again, these are super ugly. -1, they improve, and we still have nothing here, all's good. -2, this makes me happy, you know. And you see, this is something. Still, we will figure them out one by one, no problem. I'm sure it's about our meshes now. Have a feeling about it. But I love the yellow here that's coming from the chairs. Like, nice. That's why I love Lumen. Lemon. Oh. So yeah, this is interesting as well. This material does not look right, does it? Datasmith. What are you doing? So this material, like, have metallic on it for some reason. Datasmith usually does that for some reason. So let's see what's behind the scene. Or actually, all is good. Let's just disable metallic now. We can take a look at materials in Datasmith in future live sessions. Today I wanted to like spend as much time with Lumen as possible. So yeah, self-awareness from getting distracted. So here we still have no artifacts, which is amazing. And I wanted to test this with the color. So let's open the material instance. And if we play with the hue. Nice! That's so nice, right? Let's Ctrl L. Okay, I'm gonna set the value to -3, which is overkill at this point because we really don't see anything. But, there we go. I think -3 is like, yes, I can see the difference, but barely. So it's really not worth it. So -2 should be fine. But actually we've decided to keep it at -3 for now to get these bugs and then try this one, right? Thank you again, Yusuf, for all these tips. So if we set this to 1, nothing's gonna happen. If set this to 0, oh, something happened here. One. Yeah, something here. So that's interesting. I love this. 0. -1 does nothing. 2. So virtual shadow normal bias is doing something for the small shadows, as far as I can see. You can see its effect here, guys, right? Okay, no worries. For this, then let's just stick to -2. There we go. And we will keep looking at more console commands. As they say in Turkish, sıkıntı yok. This is the only annoying part we'll figure it out. I'm gonna ask on the Facebook communities and whatnot. I'm sure there are solutions out there. So, Eugenio, all is great. The language and the skills, hell yeah for that. Yusuf. Nice. Leon, you're working and following the stream with one eye. So one eye on the work, one eye on the stream. That's my man. Thanks for being here. My graphics card is 1080 Ti GTX. So it's a mid-range GPU. If you geolocate the model in real world place in the real world the light should not be configured by itself. Are you speaking of the sun and sky, Eugenio? So if you use AEC template for Unreal Engine and go to lights, sun and sky, it will add everything we added earlier, like the skylight, the directional light, everything. And when you click on the actor here, you have the ability to set the latitude, longitude, time zone, and if you like, north offset. There is the month, the day, and even more details if you want. So I hope this answers your question, Eugenio. It's the sun and sky actor. If you don't have this, if you didn't make it with the... just something to keep in mind. If you click on the actor itself and click on the directional light here, the details panel will change. So every time you click somewhere, you will have different details. So this is a container containing multiple actors. So the directional light, it has the real physical value of the sun, like 75,000 lux. There is like that's from 75,000 to 150k. You can set this to 10 if you like. And if you're baking your lights, your scene, don't forget to switch the directional light and the skylight from movable to stationary. If it's fully dynamic, you can keep them at movable. That's it. And if you don't have sun and sky, you can enable it from plugins. So if you go to plugins, you can type sun position calculator and you can enable this, restart your engine, and you should be good. Ghost Reborn, how do you bake movable objects? Movable objects are completely dynamic. You cannot bake them or anything on them. So they emit dynamic shadows, dynamic lights, they interact dynamically with your environments and the lighting in your environment. So that's the thing about movable objects. Ghost. The objects that get baked are the stationary and the static. And the stationary are also partially baked in a way or another. Is it? Let's check. It cached dynamic shadows. So a stationary object can be changed in game but not moved. It enables cached lighting methods. I rarely use stationary object. We usually use either static or movable, so that's why maybe the answer is not a point. But yeah, we don't bake movable objects, brother. Emil Jar, hey, hola. I look forward to see you on Thursday, buddy. Art, assalamu alaikum, baby. What's up? I came across your channel a few days ago, and you really motivate. Hell yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Learning Unreal Engine is the right time to do it now. Art Koto. So I've been 3D artist for a while, using 3D Max, V-Ray. In the last few years, I'm using Lumen. Nice. Most of like the tutorials, like yes, they are for everyone. But as someone who also come from V-Ray and Corona and 3ds Max, I'm more than happy to share what I learned with you guys. So thank you, Art Koto, and welcome to the community, buddy. Assalamu alaikum. Nice, man. Nice. Nice, Eugenio. So that was it. My pleasure, buddy. Good stuff. So, how can we use openable door in Archviz if we cannot bake on movable objects? Exactly. So when you have a door, let's make a door. Let's set the height, let's say 210. The width it's 5 and the depth is 90. So let's say like, oh shit. Let's say this is our door. And let's set the pivot. Let me just do this. Set it. On the left or the right. Sorry. The front or the back. Yeah, the back. And click accept. By the way, the modeling tools, guys, in Unreal, like these, are amazing. And you can also enable them from plugins if you search for mesh editing modeling tools editor mode. They are really cool, and there will be so many improvements on these. I look forward to the future of like content creation within Unreal Engine itself. It's very fun and very interesting take on like what's going on. So when you have an object like this, ghost, and it's set to movable, whether it's rotate, like it's just gonna interact with the lights dynamically, right? Because the whole scene now with Unreal Engine 5 is dynamic. In Unreal Engine 4, you can set it to stationary, and when you bake the light with the GPU light mask, like this was the first stream, we took a very long look at the GPU light mask and the word settings and the volumetric light maps. So don't worry, Ghost, this scene is still work in progress, and we will stream it maybe in the upcoming streams. I'm gonna make this door a door that can lead us to another room. Alright, so your answer, if you could not make it work or something, get in touch with me, of course. Don't wait for my stuff. But yeah, once we finish this room in Unreal Engine and Max, it will have like everything we need. Blueprint, lighting, all that good stuff. Alright. I hope this helps you, Ghost. I like Lumen, and I know that there are some bugs and stuff in the way. That's annoying. It's just a matter of time, you know, before we get rid of all these. It's gonna be easy peasy. Okay, do you remember the group we made earlier and we called it Office? I completely forgot about it. We called it Furniture 1. So in Max, what? This group, Furniture 1, it has the pivot here in the exact middle. So that's important because in Max you can change the pivot location, right? You can put it here if you like. But based on the pivot location and the name of the group, if we go back to Unreal, take a look at our world outliner. This is our main Datasmith scene actor for the whole project, and this is the furniture layer we made, the furniture group. Now one cool trick I like, or it's a cool shortcut I like to use, is Ctrl+Shift+D when I'm selecting this actor, and it will select everything for me, right? And that's where the fun begins. So I can like, I have a shortcut to hide my stuff, so I press Shift-G to hide it, you know? And like, this is now this is why I love Lumen. Unhide it, no problem. Backlight, get out of here. So that's that. If you wanted to make the ceiling look better, you remember it didn't have any UVs. That's because the ceiling itself, if you look at it, it's only one color. So we have no textures on it, do we? It's color, vector parameter, scalar parameters, and Datasmith is doing some weird thingies here. We could definitely make this so much simpler than this. So let's just click here. Don't touch the specular. And roughness. This is way too, like, why? I wonder why, really. But it's okay. I'm gonna put the roughness on point. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it the same value here. And if you clean your Datasmith materials and like you've done exactly like this, you don't have to select any of these nodes and delete them. Here on the tab, we have an option, clean graph. If you click on it, clean up, it will clean everything for us. So that's very handy. Let's click save. I think, yeah, all is good. There are some things I like to deal with to see like what's there. You see the screen space effect? That is something I'd like to tackle. So that's very interesting, right? But we will leave these for future streams because what time is it now? It's 5 p.m. I have to leave soon, guys. So let's make this. Wow. I wanted to stream today only for 1 hour. Time goes so fast, right? So let's make this Q&A session. If you like today's stream, you learned something, you want to keep these streams going, check out Gumroad page, check out VR Division Academy, check out Buy Me Coffee. So let's try that. Is it going to work again? If you want to get your boy some coffee, there is this website. Yes, buy me a coffee. Yeah, I like coffee. So let's see, any questions? With your support, guys, we can keep these streams going and make more of them and like learn cool stuff just like we learned from Yusuf today. So shout out again to Yusuf, man. I really appreciate your help with the console commands. So let's see, any chat? There is some chat, so let's wrap up today. You have 1070 Ti, that's nice. I have 1080 Ti, so we are the same. It's not RTX, both of us. So that's right, guys. You don't need RTX to use Lumen and Unreal Engine 5. Unless you want some hardware ray tracing, as Yusuf is saying, you can enable it, but you will not get the best performance. You would definitely get some cool effects or like cool visuals. And these are useful once we go to our project. So let's say this is our project. And like when we get to the spicy stuff, the cinematics, once we get there, we make a noise, very noise level sequence. So let's save it first. Oh, why here? I'm gonna call this shot 1. So once we get to cinematics and animating cameras and like we would tackle some of the best export settings and the movie render queue and whatnot. So it's gonna be fun. The easiest way to add a camera is to go to cinematic, hold Ctrl and click on the cinematic camera and drop it here. It will add automatically to sequencer. So that's also very cool. Yeah, we will get there soon. Cinematics and stuff. I get excited when someone says cinematic. Pablo. So you cannot like add movable objects on the run? You can. You can. With Lumen, that's the point. Lumen is the new global illumination and reflection system in Unreal Engine 5. And the main purpose of it is like to do anything and it will hopefully just works. There is no need for like light bake and the knowing the technicalities be like for unwrapping and whatnot. So if you think about it, with all the acquisitions and quick adjoining forces, Sketchfab plugins and all these things, Unreal is going to become easier and easier and easier every day, and it will be easier for all of us to make art, to make stuff, and to forget less about the technical stuff. And this makes me extremely excited. Like, I can't wait for the day where I say like, hey mom, do you want to learn Unreal Engine? I have classes online if you like to sign up. By the way, the classes, if you are interested, any one of you guys, like classes on Google Meet like this, check out Gumroad and check out Gumroad. I had to put this there. It's the only way to keep the channel going. Sardor. Hey, Pablo, by the way, thank you so much, man. And welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. I hope you find today's stuff useful. Sardor, welcome, buddy. Yusuf, you got to us with more stuff? You can bring them back by putting this command inside config default engine. So, to enable the hardware ray tracing, right? Yes. For anyone, by the way, like, thank you, Yusuf, for bringing this up. To wrap today's Lumen tutorial, if you start your Unreal Engine 5 projects within Unreal Engine 5, Lumen is enabled by default. If you have an Unreal Engine 4 project and you make a copy of this project and right click, then like switch the engine version from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, you need to enable Lumen. And I think in my old tutorial in Lumen, I said like when we go to settings, so how to enable Lumen? To enable Lumen, let's go to edit or the settings here and go to project settings. And we need to go to rendering somewhere here. So it is here, it's below engine. Or we can always use the search details bar here. So we can type Lumen, I don't think, yeah. If we type Lumen, global illumination, this is the main setting. So we would see this global illumination setting here, also under rendering. So it is under rendering. You would switch from screen space to Lumen. And in my tutorial, I said you need to switch reflections and you need to enable, what is it? Mesh distance fields. No, actually by default, the engine would change all these settings for you. So all you need to do is to just change from screen space to Lumen, and this will also change. You need to restart the engine. However, I think the only other option you need to change is the virtual shadow maps. So when you go to shadows, you would need to change from shadow maps to virtual shadow maps, and it's in beta, that's fine. That's how you would enable Lumen on your Unreal Engine 4 projects once you convert them to Unreal Engine 5, right? So that is very important. And if you want higher quality lighting and shadows and whatnot, then if you have like a good GPU, RTX preferred, I have GTX, but I can still enable this, which is the hardware ray tracing. Right, so Lumen under the hood, like it's software ray tracing. There's also, it can work with hardware ray tracing. So yeah, basically here you would enable these. So support ray tracing and ray tracing shadows, restart the engine, but you would enable also the default RHI. So I think doing this is just like the same way we enable ray tracing in Unreal. Right? So do we still have this? Yes, we do. So just like the same way you enable Unreal ray tracing in Unreal, that's basically hardware ray tracing. Or, as Yusuf said here, if you have your project, if you go to config, you go to default engine, you can add console commands here, and they will just make sure there is like the equal sign. Yes, exactly like this. And you don't have to enable any of these. And yeah, that's also one way to enable stuff or disable stuff. I got asked a few days ago what is the difference between the AAC template and the other templates. It's basically these console commands mainly. There's some sharpness and whatnot, so all these things. Let me finish the chat so we can wrap up. Hey Sardor, walaikum salam brother. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Yes, I'm gonna try this. So let me copy this and try it after stream. Gonna copy your whole message, buddy. You've been great help today, Yusuf. Shout out to you, buddy. You import the model from SketchUp in upcoming streams, maybe this week, I promised you like, hey guys, we're gonna make Unreal Engine 5 and Lumen. There we go. This week, we're gonna make also SketchUp, from SketchUp to Unreal Engine 5. So stay tuned. Good stuff. Thank you, my boy. That's a lot of tops. Yeah, welcome to my life. Can you teach me how to create glass like that? The glass is so real. And if that's a one by one. So Lee, honestly, I didn't create any material. I just took this scene exactly as it is from 3ds Max, and I sent it to Unreal. So I also agree with you, and I don't know why, but it seems there is some improvements. There is something here. So if we take a look at this glass material, let's see how it's made. Maybe it's not that hard, or Datasmith didn't do so much. Yeah, Datasmith is gonna scare us now with nodes. So this is made by Datasmith, not me. And why all this? So let's close stuff. Let's clean the graph. If we save it, am I going to ruin it? I will add glass to one of the short tutorials I'm gonna make maybe soon, or we can take a look at some of the best practices to make glass. So that's for you, Lee, regarding the glass material. However, let's see if we can simplify this so you can take screenshot of it and you can remake it. Let's see if we can do that now. Eugenio, did you try Inkscape? No, I didn't try Inkscape at all. I heard also of D5 render. I heard they are very, very nice as well. But the reason I use Unreal Engine is because it's a game engine. You can do so much more than only visualization. So, okay, still looking good, the glass. And you're right, Lee, the glass do look very nice. So what do we have here? Why all of these nodes? If I simply did this and click save, there are some shaders recompiling every time. Let me check what time today. I need to go see some friends. Tube. All is good. Yeah. So, like, I think there is nothing really special about this. So let's just clean this up again. Like, it still look nice here, right? I like the greenish tint. So let's clean the graph all over again. We don't want these. Oh, wait. Ah. Yeah, this is new. I need to take a look at this. So like when we disable this, let's leave that for another stream. So I'm sorry, but like to keep today's on lighting and some of the questions, and this would need some looks. Once I solve it, tomorrow you will find the answer for the glass material in tomorrow's stream. Alright, brother? Yeah, Lumen have problems with decals. I saw somewhere. I'm not certain, but Quixel Bridge have some problems with decals. Sometimes you might import decals with Quixel Bridge and they would be missing some textures. That is something I'm gonna see if they fixed. If not, we can take a look at it in future streams. Or if you have any problem with it, you can send me on Discord, Amiljar, or anyone. So yes, like UE, yes. Yes, Eugenio. Art Koto. Thank you, brother. Do you benefit from having multiple GPUs? I believe you do. I don't have multiple GPUs, so I cannot help you here so much, but I believe you do. It should be like a yes. Because like if you think virtual production and the very big projects, like it might take some setup or something, but the answer is yes. How? I don't know yet until I have some GPUs. So Danny, why does this happen with Lumen? Changing the point of view changes the indirect lighting intensity, and I don't know why. So this have many reasons. One of them is like the surface caching. It's today I mentioned a stream that if you have time to watch, I forgot where is it. It's in the beginning of today's stream. And it's like there are some screen space effects. So we need to know exactly what's causing this. This is for another stream. Like these kind of effects. At least how we can mitigate them. Because this is extreme now, I agree. We will see. Let's not forget Unreal Engine 5 is still in early access, so this could be simply a limitation, right? And there is nothing we could do about it. But hopefully there is. Hopefully we can, Danny. So I'm gonna take a look at it later. Nice. I'm not sure if you have two different GPUs. You need to try ArtGoro. You need to dig into it. And if you manage to do something like to make use of both, let us know. Yusuf, after adding .config command, if you enable the hardware ray tracing, your GI will work better. No more screen space, only once. Ah, okay. So this could be the answer to this. I will try it after the stream now. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. Yeah, guys, join us on Discord. We are now 1955 members. Creative souls. So if you are someone who is creative, our community is placed for you. So join us. Good stuff. I'm here. The community is here. Beautiful channels, beautiful work, beautiful show in progress and portfolios. So join us, guys. This is your community. Pedro. Yo, what's up? Hello from Portugal. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. I'm glad you like it. The challenge for this month is to stream daily. So we will do my best. I will do my best to keep these streams as interesting as possible. So tomorrow maybe we can tackle another project. And Glass, I will not forget about you, Lee. Guys, that would be it for today. Let's read these final messages and I should go now. Thank you so much for showing up, for your support, for the like on the stream if you didn't do that already. All that good stuff, I really appreciate it. And I hope you learned something today. We will continue both Unreal Engine 4 and Unreal Engine 5, so don't worry. If you have questions, if you need help with something, you can always leave that as a comment, not as a chat message, because comments, I always read all comments, even though I don't reply to everything. I still do my best to reply to everyone, but yes. So Danny asked a question I didn't see. Ah yeah, I think he were, that could be as well, Danny, but I think it was about this effect. I'm not sure anymore. But thank you, Raps Kitchen. It's good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the stream. So many new faces, and this makes me so happy because these new faces a few days ago, like I keep seeing you guys, so we have regulars now. That's good. I will see you tomorrow then, everyone. How would you create wall paint material? Let's cover this tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think we can improve on some of the materials here, and I will look at some of the lighting artifacts. That is also something. So yeah. Materials, live streams, material tutorials, expect them in also this week's live stream, because For anyone who is new here, we have a goal to finish learning Unreal Engine and make a nice project before the end of the year. And there will be a prize, actually. I'm gonna announce on that soon. There is a community challenge going on. The prize is gonna be money. How much? I will figure that out. But it will make me happy enough amount of money. It will be from our personal pockets, you know, for the best Unreal Engine project. I'm still new to all of this, like community challenge and whatnot. This is my first community challenge and I need your help. How can you help me? Make your Unreal Engine projects and post them and let's see a winner. And with the rules. Okay guys, there are no rules actually, as long as Archviz project. The best one is going to be the best 3, there will be best 3. Working on the rules, expect an update here in a few days, okay? All you need to know now, make a mood board and make something with 3ds Max or Blender or SketchUp or anything in Unreal. And if you need any help, you can always reach out to me or write here in the channels and tag me or tag the other Unreal Engine helpers. Yes, good stuff guys. That will be all for today. Thank you all and I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.